Welcome to tea time. Thank you for joining me for tea this morning. I know I've been missing in action for a while, but life got crazy. You know how that goes. We are not going to beat ourselves up over it. We're just going to enjoy this time together. Today I went ahead and made an arrangement from the garden. I don't know if you saw it or not. I have not checked this video, but there was a little pincher bug running across my table, and I tried my best not to freak out and just to ignore it, but it is gone. I got it. It met an untimely demise. It's gone. That's all we need to know. So I have for you today some leftover Easter treats. some carrot cake that my aunt made. My aunt is 87 years old. She made it from scratch. She used recipe very precisely, the opposite kind of baker that I am. I'm close. I will measure, I will weigh, but she was like so precise, but it's delicious. So it paid off. Some leftover cute little brownies that I contributed, and beautiful teacup that I've had for years, Crafton bone china, Royal Crafton. And I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's upside down, but it is numbered. So I don't know where I got it, probably a thrift store. I used to, if I've never said this, I used to have a tea ministry. A friend and I would honor someone who had gone through something traumatic in their life. We would approach them. They were usually a friend of ours. It wasn't like a stranger on the street, and have them invite some people who had helped them through, whether it was an illness, a divorce, a child, something, you know, in the family that was very traumatic for them, that people rallied around them, and they could not contribute back or thank them enough. So we would have them give us a list of names of those people. We would invite them all over, and we would have a beautiful tea, so that the hostess, the person, the inviter, could honor them and thank them properly. So that was years ago. It was a different season of life. It was a beautiful, beautiful ministry. I'm so thankful that I got to be a part of it. But that's not what today is about. Today is about tea with friends. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my hawthorn and hibiscus tea, which is my go-to, my favorite. So delicious. I love this idea of not just sitting down with tea, but creating a tea party, a tea environment, something beautiful in our ordinary lives. I don't do this every day, but once a week to visit with you, I think it's especially nice. Today, I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we pamper ourselves, how we don't beat ourselves up for things that we have let go, have no control over, have just kind of let fall to the wayside. Because I just want to let you know, it happens. Once you've lived life long enough, you could have the best to-do list, but things slip through the cracks and people get forgotten. Appointments get forgotten. Bills get forgotten. Those things happen. Part of it is age. Okay, I said it, but not all of it. When I was younger and I had littles and I was running here and there, things definitely fell through the crack. I'm a planner. One day I'm going to share with you my planners and how I decorate them. I'm a creative planner, but I am also a list maker. So I do have a daily list of things that I want to get done, but I've learned that it is not concrete. It is not my Bible of things that need to get done. It is just a guide to say, if you can get these things, if you can get these things done today, you've done good. If you don't, there's tomorrow. Maybe it wasn't that important. Let's rethink this. But it's just like, this is what we should try to accomplish today. What I want to talk to you about is not accomplishing those things. What happens if you do not get to all of the things on your to-do list? In the scheme of life, is there anything, and I'm sure there are exceptions, but is there anything in your day-to-day life that is more important than whatever took precedence over what you were supposed to be doing? And I say that to mean, is there anything on that list that's more important perhaps than a relationship that called you away, a phone call that called you away, someone wanted something extra special for a meal and that called you away, or there was an errand that you had to run for someone that called you away from your to-do list. Now, I am not talking about binge watching. Is there soap opera still? Like in the old days when they'd say, oh yeah, you stay home, what do you eat, bonbons and watch soap operas? I'm not talking about that on occasion, I have certain days in certain holidays where I will sit and binge watch a set of movies at Christmas or whatever. But I'm talking our day-to-day. If we're not getting done what we have to get done because, I'm just going to say it, we're being lazy, that's totally different. I'm saying getting so caught up in what we had planned to do that we ignore the relationships, that we beat ourselves up because we didn't get it done. I'd love to hear your feedback. What is it? I'd love to hear your feedback. Do you struggle with this? Or are you someone who hopefully, like me, I've learned some things just weren't that important. Some things were okay not to get done. Some things may get done tomorrow. I have a general list for housekeeping. I have switched, and this is totally a different video, and we're going to talk about this, but I have switched from a daily task kind of housekeeper to I call it a power hour. I did not invent it, but I go hard at the house for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on my energy level and how bad things have gotten, and I just knock out the house. Not deep cleaning, but just cleaning everything that needs to be cleaned so that we can live comfortably and I'm not embarrassed if someone stops by. That kind of cleaning I do once a week now, and then I will break down the bigger tasks. You know, mopping the floors is for me a big task. Deep cleaning something is a big task. That's totally different. But see, I squirreled, didn't I? So today, bringing this back in, are you someone who is able to let things go, or do you find that if you don't get everything done, you're upset with yourself, or you're somehow feeling like you didn't measure up in any way? And I want to encourage you, it's okay. It's okay not to get things done. This time that we're living in, and if I can encourage you, and that is my sole purpose with these Tea Talks, is to communicate with you, to encourage you, to give you a place where it's okay to not be perfect. This world, these times that we're living in, they're tough. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get down. It's easy to fall into the fear factor. What I want for us today is just to embrace today. This is what we have. I have a beautiful setup for tea. I have things that I need to get done. I'm going to run out the door as soon as I finish this. But for now, what's in front of me is what's important. So that is where I want to go with this. That is what I want you to get from this. What is in front of you right now at any given time, whether it's a person or an errand or a note that you want to write, that's what's important. The rest of what's going on is not. The rest of the things you'd like to get to, they're not. Sure, eventually things need to get done, but don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect in them. So that's it. I'm going to actually have me a piece of this yummy carrot cake, finish my tea, and then I am off to run my mom on a few errands. Today we are hitting Kohl's, Home Goods, and maybe Marshall's if we don't find what we need at Home Goods. So it's a fun kind of day, but it does take me away from my to-do list, and that's okay. So that is tea time for today. I will be back next Tuesday and we can chat again, but please leave me a comment. Let me know, can you let things go, or are you so task-driven that you're upset with yourself if you don't get to it? So that's it for today. I hope you join me next week for another tea time on Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. Yum.